Welcome to today's editorial. It is essentially the third pillar of the four pillars of publishing a successful magazine, which is circulation or reach. Just a reminder, the four pillars, just so that you remember. The first is design, in other words, the look of the publication. The second is content, in other words, what you put into the publication. The third is circulation, in other words, getting your publication in front of as many people or readers as possible. And the fourth is frequency, in other words, getting your publication out as often as possible. I'm dealing with all four of these elements in separate videos. You will see that I've already done a video on content, I've already done a video on design. So design and content being the first and second, and now we're going to talk about reach or circulation. Just by the way, I'm wearing a t-shirt from my very first successful publishing company. We're going back to the 90s, giving my age away here. Anyway, we're going back to the 90s when I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and the most wonderful. We had so much fun, and you can tell it by the name of this company. Have a look. So it's the Siberian Toxic Rat Man's Media Factory. What a lot of fun we had. In any event, so these four elements, just a reminder, these four elements are vital. If you get these four elements right, if you can somehow get these four elements in line, then you will have the most powerful, incredible, popular, and everything else publication known to mankind. Potential readers and subscribers will be calling you continually to say, where can I get copies? You will have advertisers begging to advertise, and it will be an enormous success. Okay, so let's talk about the third pillar, which is reach or circulation. Reach is vital because if nobody's reading your magazine, then nobody's reacting to the advertising in your magazine, and your advertisers are not selling product or service. Okay? If nobody's reading your magazine, then all the effort you've got into in making sure the design's right, the content's right, your creative writing, the whole story is just wasted. Because essentially without circulation, it's like winking in the dark. You're the only one who knows what you're doing, and nobody else does. And the lifeblood of a publication is its exposure, is making sure that it's wherever you can get it for readers to see. So circulation, the first thing I always do is, circulation is primary to me. It's the most important thing. And what we have in this country is something called CFD. If you look at ABC figures, ABC is the Audit Bureau of Circulations. What they do is they audit your circulation numbers so that they can prove to advertisers that you have the correct circulation. They only do so, however, after the first 3 issues. They won't audit you before 3 issues because the average magazine closes after 3 issues. In any event, so what I always do is ahead of the time go and figure out circulation, etc., and something we call CFD, which is controlled free circulation. And the reason I do this, are you okay? Sorry, just nearly had an accident. Can you believe it? These people are idiots, man. The reason I do this is because I need the circulation for our advertising. If you're going to hook advertisers in, the first thing they ask is who's going to see my ad? In other words, where's your magazine going? So it's great to have all the online digital exposure. It's great to have all of that stuff. But a proper core circulation is the foundation to excellent advertising booking. So for example, if you have a magazine on a hardware magazine, okay, then your primary circulation is, you can say, look, I circulated to DIY enthusiasts, etc., etc., but the primary circulation is the DIY, do-it-yourself Home Enthusiast Club, which has 10,000 members, and I send it free to each member, or whatever the case may be. Or if you have a Businesswoman magazine like we have, where what we've done is we've approached all the women's associations, the businesswomen's associations, and said, listen, build it into your membership fees. If somebody becomes a member, automatically they get a subscription to the magazine for a year, and it's free, etc. And the reason for that, I know you're thinking to yourself, well, you know what, a magazine has two forms of income. The one is advertising and the other is cover sales. And what I'm doing is I'm saying the cover sales, but you know what, cover sales are just a total waste of time initially. You can look at cover sales 5 or 10 years down the line, but immediately you must think about giving your magazine out free and giving it out to as many people as possible. Having said that, you don't want to waste circulation. Like if you have a woman's interest magazine, you don't want circulation to be to a motor mechanic or something like that. So what you need to do is you need to work out circulation. In the industry, wherever you're publishing, there's got to be a body or an official body or an association or something that you can get copies to that can form the basis of your circulation or reach. There's got to be some kind of outlet. You know, we have a bridal magazine called Bridal Bliss, which advertises venues, wedding venues for getting married. So you think to yourself, well, where can we circulate that? So our circulation is bridal and wedding expos. But most importantly, we've signed on all the leading jewelers, because that's where people go to buy their wedding and engagement rings. So all the leading wedding jewelers, we've got the magazine on point of sale units, free by the way, to the punters who go into the jewelers. So you've got to think very cleverly about your circulation, but make sure you've got a proper core circulation. That's the first thing. And make sure you've got it in place and you've done deals. Don't be shy to give away your magazine free. That's the second thing. And the third thing is don't waste your circulation, because magazine publishing is expensive. You don't want to send it to the wrong people. So yeah, very exciting. You'll find, for example, our Businesswoman magazine, we found that a lot of big corporates have women initiatives and that. So we circulate to all the members of those initiatives and so on. Circulate at expos, circulate, etc. And just put in ads wherever you can. Wherever you have a similar reader, put in ads to say subscribe to, etc., or get your free copy, etc. It's just so important, circulation. It's so important. And keep your databases clean. Make sure you're not wasting copies. Keep double checking. The one way to check your normal circulation or postal circulation of the actual printed copies is to mail out a mailer of brown envelopes, governmental looking envelopes with a return address on the back. And you'll see all the people that the incorrect address, it comes back. Because if you send a magazine in a transparent wrapping like we do, even if it's a women's interest magazine and it goes to a motor mechanic, he still opens it anyway. He doesn't send it back. So the way to audit your circ is that. And then of course the other part of circulation is the digital and the online. You've got to boost your Facebook pages. You've got to boost your Instagram pages. You've got to advertise online. It's just an amazing way to get your circulation up, is through social media, etc. Because you know what, you've got all that whole audience. I mean, we've got, like, on some of our Facebook sites, we've got 70,000-80,000 likes. So that's, if I put an ad on that Facebook thing, it goes onto the wall of 80,000 people. So it really helps your circ. Reach is just getting out there. Get out there however you can. Whether you're making sure you put an e-mag online, whether you're making sure that whatever you're doing, you need the exposure. And there's some ways of really cheating in today's age and getting that exposure by social media, etc. So, for example, we've got Instagram and Facebook, etc. And every time, like for Businesswoman, if we interview a leading woman in business, etc. It goes onto Facebook, and it goes onto Instagram, and it goes onto everywhere else, so that at the end of the day, you've got an amazing amount of exposure. And then every now and then on Facebook we say, and get your own free copy. So use every avenue you can. Tell everybody about your magazine. Whenever you see somebody who like if you at a function or a barbecue or braai or whatever, and you see you're standing at the buffet table, and there's a person who does whatever your magazine does, say to them, listen, give me your postal address or whatever the case may be, or go to Facebook, but let them get some copies to you. Circulation is everything. You need to be in front of the world with your publication. Good luck. Happy publishing.